And up next, the WBC. And take a look at this graphic because the Diamondbacks clearly affected and impacted by the World Baseball Classic. This is just a list of the notables. Corbin Carroll, of course, would have been on that as well. But look to the far right. For the second time, Alec Thomas will represent Team Mexico.
It's a wonderful day for baseball. Big crowd here today. A lot of the fans of Team Mexico have made their way to Salt River Field to get a look at their WBC team.
And the right place for Zach this afternoon on the mound against Team Mexico, making his second Cactus League start. He pitched an inning against the Dodgers in his spring debut. That was last Wednesday. Says his delivery's in a good place. From the Boston Red Sox, it's the right fielder Jarren Duran who leads it off for Team Mexico on a gorgeous afternoon here in Scottsdale. He handles that one and retires Duran to lead it off. So far so good for Zach, back with the Diamondbacks for his 8th season. Here's one of the most exciting players in the tournament from the Seattle Mariners, Randy Arozarena. Allen working pretty quickly. That's Fernandez at third in front of Vargas, the shortstop. Couple of ground ball outs for Zach. And that brings up Jonathan Aranda. 883 OPS. He went to the All-Star game, in fact, for the Rays. Gets a hold of this one and drives it fairly deep left center. This one's on its way. And Jordan Lawler able to track it down up against the wall. We're already familiar with Team Mexico's starting pitcher. It's the former Diamondback Taiwan Walker. Big 99 out there. That one his 4th season with the Phillies and his 14th year with the big leagues. The Team Mexico starter today. Foul, broken bat, and a terrific diving stab by Joey Ortiz for the Milwaukee Brewers, who takes a base hit away from Tao. That was headed for left center.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bat breaks and takes some of the sting off of this when he hits it out right near the end of the bat on that slider, trying to work away from him. What a play by Ortiz. We saw him make some good plays for the Brewers in the past.
Terrific defender they got for the Baltimore Orioles. Vargy 7 for 17 this spring. He's got a couple of doubles, 4 runs batted in. Vargas belts that into right field, a 1-out single.
Smoked that one into right field for the first base hit of the game.
3 consecutive full counts for Walker. And McCann looks at ball 4, back-to-back walks, and they're loaded for Fernandez. If you're not familiar with Jose Fernandez, don't feel too badly. He's only 22 years old. He's up there with 1 out. The base is full of Diamondbacks. Vargas at third. Chase the slider, and Walker has his 2nd out, his 1st strikeout.
A good slider right there. Started on the outside part of the plate and then dipped over into that left-handed batter's box.
Chance for Jordan Lawler. Bases full and 2 outs. Lawler, the center fielder. Outfield anything but certain. So Walker figures out he can get chased with that slider. That's the pitch that Jordan must learn to lay off. You know who looks slim and trim? Tory Lovullo. Our first chance to talk with you. How are things going here?
Real good.
That's Alejandro Kirk who finds a gap.
That guy can hit. That guy flat out hit.
Good player.
Yeah, good player. Real good player. A lot of the reason for the Blue Jays' success this past season. But camp's great. We send out our center fielder. He's the captain of the entire outfield, and he's gravitated to it very, very well. So it's first reads. It's like the steps, the angles, the breaks, closing in on the baseball, communication with the outfielders. We've even asked guys like Alec Thomas to step aside and allow his growth and development to take place.
Ryan Waldschmidt tracking that one down. Tory, he's had a very encouraging spring, the rookie out there, Waldschmidt.
He has. He's coming hard. He's been coming hard, and we all know it inside of our system. Great job to player development for developing him. Great job for the scouts that identified him and drafted him. And he's been coming. He's been coming hard. I think everything's syncing up. The body's syncing up with the coordination, and he's going out there and having a very, very successful camp.
That's out number 2.
That was a good play right there. A little bit of communication. I like that stuff. That's the stuff I'm looking for in spring training. You see 3 players converging, and 2 of them just spray out of there. So that means that Barossa did a really nice job of letting them know on time.
Here is Luis Arias. You've got your center fielder on deck, and Alec Thomas, and we're going to have to wait a half inning to see Alec.
Yeah.
Tory, thanks for that. We appreciate it. Enjoy the spring.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Tory Lovullo back at Salt River Field. There is Diamondback Alec Thomas, the center fielder for Team Mexico in this WBC tune-up. Of course, Rodrigo Lopez, part of our Spanish language broadcast team as well. But right now, Rodrigo has other priorities.
Happy to be here. First row seat, huh?
Yes. Yes. Hey, I just want to get right to this with Alec Thomas at the plate. Tell me the difference that you see now from the last time that you had him in 2023.
Well, of course, he's more mature, but I think on the first one, he don't know what to expect. First time, experience in Mexican dugout, Mexican clubhouse. Now I think we're more comfortable around the kid. And also, I feel more like leadership from him, from the younger kids that are showing up on this tournament. So it's pretty excited. So as you know, I was talking with him during the season, and now is the time. So I'm happy to having him
on base. How about that?
And Taylor had 28 appearances for the Royals after the All-Star break last year. His ERA in the second half was 1.82. Wow, he was very effective. Fernandez at third. And Taylor Clark puts a 0 on the board. We are still scoreless in Scottsdale. Diamondbacks and Team Mexico in this WBC tune-up. Taiwan Walker back out there for his third inning of work. The starter for Team Mexico. The leadoff man Tim Tawa leads us off in the third. Tawa fists one over the head of Aranda the other way into right. And that's the second hit for the Diamondbacks. A leadoff single for Tim.
They had their scouts out there all the time, watching guys at the minor league level.
There goes Tawa on the run. That's smothered by Urias at second. And Timmy able to get into second base. That's the first out. Benji Gill is the Team Mexico manager. He's out there to get Taiwan Walker, who goes 2 1/3 here today. We'll take a break from Scottsdale. Pitchers early in this season throwing a little harder than they otherwise normally would because of the environment in some of these WBC games. McCann pops it up to second, slams the bat down. Urias tracks it down. They strand Tawa, and they can't get that leadoff single across. We are scoreless after 3 in Scottsdale. There's the right-hander Juan Murillo, 42 appearances out of the bullpen as a rookie last year. He'll face Jonathan Aranda, the first baseman. Aranda jumps on the first one, and it bounces into center. That's the third hit for Team Mexico. It's a leadoff single. They have had leadoff hits in each of the last 3 innings now. Up the middle again, and that one a little harder hit than the one that Aranda hit. First 2 have base hits against Murillo for big Rowdy Tellez coming up. The Team Mexico DH. Hard hit to first and under the glove of Pavin. Tony Perez-Chica waving Aranda home. Barossa comes up with a throw. It's cut off, and Team Mexico strikes first. 3 straight hits open up the fourth. See how they score that? It didn't appear that Pavin got a glove on it.
It was hit right at him, however. It just looked like it snuck underneath his glove. Perhaps came up just a little bit too quickly on that second bounce and shoots right through into right field.
It was pretty much top of their list. So that's why they have brought in Santana and Arenado, both playing in the World Baseball Classic. Alejandro Kirk is home. Big Rowdy Tellez coming home. 3-0 Team Mexico, and there's 2 more. This one from Nick Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the Arizona native, and the Pirates infielder, makes it 3-zip.
Bangs it out into left field where Ryan Waldschmidt had some issues. By the time he gets to it, big Rowdy Tellez had come all the way around from first base to score on that base hit.
4 consecutive base hits, 3 runs home, all on just 5 pitches from Juan Murillo. And that stays fair. Murillo's on it. Gonzalez into third, and Murillo has his first out. Now we'll get a look at Alec Thomas. And Alec has talked to us about some of the mechanical changes he's made with his batting mechanics this offseason, and most of it comes down to that front foot. Remember, Alec would always have that big, high, dramatic leg kick. He has worked very hard on getting that front foot down quickly. Alec Thomas has touch power like that. If he can connect, he can drive in some runs and do some damage, and he makes it 4-0 Mexico. 5 hits in the inning against Murillo. Well, it's working for Alec. He's 2 for 2 today. He has doubled twice and tripled in his game with the Diamondbacks this spring. I think he could profile long-term as a utility type. He began with Amarillo last year playing first base, moved over to shortstop. Don't see that a lot. And started over 100 games at short for the Sod Poodles last year. Fernandez gets up the line. Gastelum throws it away. Miranda's on it, and Jose Fernandez hustles into second.
Some of the fundamentals of the game never change regardless of what time of year it is.
Lawler ropes it to left, and it's by a diving Arozarena. Fernandez will jog home. Jordan Lawler not jogging. He's on a dead run, headed for third. And Lawler is in there.
Arozarena with that diving attempt out there in left field. Another breaking ball. It stays in the strike zone long enough for Jordan to get the barrel on it. Hook it out there. Just out of the reach of Randy Arozarena. All the way to the wall. And Jordan, a little stumble there coming around second, but gets his feet underneath him.
Ryan Waldschmidt ranked as the Diamondbacks' #1 minor league prospect. This will get the run home. Ortiz throws him out. Lawler's home, and it's right away. They've cut the lead in half, 4-2. RBI for Ryan Walshman.
Love to see that bounce back.
For Team Mexico, the left-hander Alexander Armenta, who has been pitching at least last year for the SoftBank Hawks. In fact, he's pitched in Japan for the last 3 years. Tim Tawa sends it out to right field. Tawa, who singled to lead off the third, has a double to start the fifth. So 2 down for James McCann, who was walked and popped out. We've got Corbin Carroll injured. Alec Thomas playing for Team Mexico. Gurriel still injured. McCann delivers a solid line drive into center. That gets the run home from third as Tawa scores, and it's an RBI for McCann to make it 4-3. For Team Mexico from the Texas Rangers, Robert Garcia, the left-hander. Lawler trying to butt his way on. Meneses off the bag, and Lawler wins the foot race. Jordan Lawler, little small ball, creates some chaos.
Perfectly placed bunt to the right side, over near that Bermuda Triangle between the second baseman, the first baseman, and the pitcher.
Teams now want athleticism.
Yeah.
That's the word you hear all the time. We love this guy's athleticism.
Can he run the bases?
Yeah.
Can he field his position? Can he cover ground defensively?
Here goes Lawler. Kirk with the throw, a little on the shortstop side of the bag, and Jordan Lawler with his speed and athleticism has a stolen base. This is the way it's fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Get the bunt, base hit, then steal second.
Kirk did everything right behind the plate. Got rid of that ball quickly on line, but it's too much speed that time from Jordan Lawler.
New pitcher for the Diamondbacks out there is making short work of Team Mexico as Rowdy Tellez steps in. This is Dylan Ray, the rookie right-hander.
They're taking advantage of it. Love to see that.
Rowdy Tellez to center, Josepha to the wall, and that one's over the wall. Big Rowdy Tellez is heard from the Team Mexico DH, and it's 5-3. Well, we know Rowdy can slug, and that's how he's made his name over the years. He's yet to land with a big league club so far this offseason, but that'll help.
Well, he showed his speed on the bases earlier, scoring from first base on an extra base hit, and gets a meatball 95 right down the middle. Rowdy Tellez, that's on his menu every day.
A lot of things on his menu, but yeah. Alejandro Osuna now, the center fielder. You can watch every Diamondback game in market, live or on demand, no blackouts. Osuna to fly ball deep to right field, and that one is on the berm. Second home run allowed by Dylan Ray in less than 2 innings of work, and it's 6-3 Team Mexico. Diamondbacks down to their final strike. Jakey Josepha up there with a 1-2 count. And that's the ball game. Team Mexico, each team with 11 hits, but they come away with a 6-3 win. A victory for Rodrigo Lopez, the GM. Our buddy here on Diamondback Radio. So about some things to like for Tory Lovullo, certainly.
Get back after it again. Once again, these young kids getting a great opportunity during the WBC to get some added at-bats and playing time. Got to take full advantage.